Alrighty, folks. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome. Welcome to another day, another live stream, another AM New York session. It's going to be a good time. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. We're going to go ahead and get started. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Glad that you decided to join us. We're going to be going over live price action. We're going to be talking about ICT concepts, order flows. We're going to be taking some trades all this morning. So hopefully it's as good as it was yesterday. So stick around, hit the like button, subscribe. It's going to be a good one. If you are looking to take your trading to the next level, you can do so by using the code DTJ, and that's going to give you anywhere from 5, 10, 30, and Apex is currently having an 80% off sale. That code will always give you the most updated discount that Apex and any of the other firms are offering. We have down in the description, you can see all the firms that I have discounts for if you want to check them out down in the description. Use the code DTJ. And with that, guys, let's go ahead, open in prayer. Then we'll take a look at the news, the market, higher time frame, see where price wants to go. And we will rock and roll this morning. Father, we honor you this morning. Thank you for everyone a part of this stream and for everyone that will join. Lord, I just pray a blessing over every person here. Lord, that they would see increase. Father, that they would have favor with God and with man. Lord, I just pray that you would make yourself real, that you'd make yourself known, that your glory would be on display today. Father, that it would not be just me that is trading, but it would be by your hands. Father, I pray that your name is magnified through and throughout this stream. In Jesus' name, and everyone here said, amen, amen, amen. Awesome, awesome, guys. All right, let's go ahead. Let's shrink the beautiful face, and let's take a look at the market. Let's see what we got going on. We'll start on the daily time frame. We'll take a look at how yesterday ended up closing. We ended up hitting the daily fair value gap early in the morning yesterday, and we basically ended the day way down here. Ended the day lower inside this range. So based on this candle, based solely on this candle, we are expecting a lower day. I'm expecting price to at least hit Friday's range, midpoint, and I would love to see the midpoint of last week's range hit as well. But when we see price move above its previous day's high and then retrace and close inside of it and then close bearish or red, then the following candle we are looking for lower prices. That's just the general expectation, okay? It doesn't always happen that way. You can see this close right here. We closed inside the range, but what did we do? We exploded higher, grabbed it, but then we still closed lower. That is the expectation. Here is the typical reversal signal that we look for. Day's high right here. Next candle sweeps that high, closes inside the red. The following day, we're looking for that push lower. That's what we're looking for today. So I'm bearish on the day. I would prefer to take shorts. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that we hit the 4-hour fair value gap and swept that swing low inside that fair value gap prior to the push towards London highs. So we've already grabbed some liquidity. We haven't ran the London low yet. That was not hit yet. Dropping down to the 1 hour, we can see a small fair value gap up here. Did we hit that? I'm interested to see if we actually tagged that. Oh no, that's a volume imbalance. That's our opening range gap. I'm sorry. That's our opening range gap that we got there. And everything else has been filled. So nothing on the hourly. Let's drop down to the 30-minute. 30-minute, we've swept liquidity. We're going to be closing in 8 minutes on this candle. And that could be our 30-minute reversal model. And then what we would do at 9:30 is go down to the 3-minute time frame and begin to look for a 3-minute fair value gap to the downside. So I'm already would like to see lower prices. We swept London high and we're consolidating right here. I would like to play that. I would like to capitalize on that move. Now, we are in a premium opening range gap, meaning we might want to cover this before we move lower. That could be potential narrative in price action this morning. As far as news goes, what do we got for news today? 9 a.m., 10 a.m., we got consumer sentiment. So we will consider the 930 model. We'll consider also the quick pump or dump right off the open. Outside of that, we will probably wait for the news to be released at 10 o'clock and just be patient. Sit on our hands, wait, don't do anything cray-cray. Don't do anything that we would regret. Don't oversize. Don't overtrade. Don't trade in this consolidation. All that kind of stuff. So I think that is kind of the game plan for this morning so far. If we drop down to the 15-minute, we were on the 3-minute. So if we bump up to the 15-minute, you can see we got this 15-minute fair value gap. We got a breaker sitting right inside the weekly new week opening gap. We have our midnight open sitting right in here in London lows. So I like London lows. I like Friday's midpoint, and I like last week's midpoint. So these are the levels of interest for me that I would like to see. If we want to pump higher, that's fine. It's just going to give me more range to move lower. I'm not looking for longs. The only way I probably would go long is if we get above midnight open and we find support there. That's not midnight open. That's the previous day's midnight open. So honestly, I still think that because I see this level here. So we got a low high, lower low, and lower low. If we get above here, above the midpoint, that's probably when I would consider changing my bias. But until then, I'm going to look at anything higher as a manipulation to go lower. And that's kind of the plan. Good morning, Stan, Lawrence, Matthew, Bruno, John, Tony, Joseph, Octavian, Sam, Ted, what's up? Jose, Clarence, Wilhelm, how you doing? What's up, guys? Ricardo, Chris, good morning. And Chris, welcome to the program. Welcome to the Discord. I don't know if you've joined yet, but glad you're here. Looking forward to getting to know you more. Kachi, Joseph, good morning. Stan, good morning. MT, what's up? Okafor, Colin. Colin, I haven't seen your name. Welcome. You got 5 minutes till the market opens. Now, if we take a look at our correlating asset, ES has pretty much done the same thing. So everything's in line. We've swept London high. We still have London low. We still have Friday's midpoint and the previous week's midpoint down here. So we have similar targets that I think are going to line up. So I'm liking the correlation so far. The only thing is ES has already ran 3 previous days of swing lows. Mike, what's up? Good morning. My word, what's up? How are you? Good morning. Rod, how you doing? Steve, how you doing, my friend? Jose, they are all recorded and they're all in line. I don't get a lot of people to watch them after the fact, so I've considered just taking them down to keep my to keep everything uncluttered. But they're up there right now, at least. Four minutes till the market decides to open. We're basically straight consolidating. This candle tells me we go lower. That's what that candle does. This candle is telling me we're going to move lower. That's how I interpret that, at least right now. I'm probably going to pass as of right now on the 930 model. Blessed, good morning. Today is my second day watching your live. You are a good trader. Salute. All the way from South Africa. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Well, I better go and delete. I'm running out of space here, folks. My computer's telling me that I can't keep recording, so I gotta go and delete some stuff. I got a lot of stuff on here though, so honestly, I really don't care. I'm not gonna go back and look at this. Here we go. What we had news today? Oh wait, I'm sorry. We already had news. There's no news today. That's Friday. Today's Thursday. I'm sorry, folks. We are free and clear to trade. Here is the news from yesterday, or from today. I just saw the green little arrow. So we had news at 8:30, and Friday we have news at 10. So we have the green light to trade. I'll do my standard 15 minutes to wait, let the market play itself out unless I get one of my entry models right off the bat. But I want to encourage you guys today. I want to encourage you guys to select one thing you want to improve on in your trading. What is that one area? Not two, not three, not four, just one. Is it over trading? Is it not? Is it only taking 1-2 trades? Is it not oversizing? Is it only taking your model? Is it refusing to revenge trade? You pick it. Pick it. Put it in the chat. What do you want to focus on today? Because that is the thing you're going to focus on. Just for today. One day at a time, one area of intentional focus. One thing that I've noticed for many, many people, and predominantly myself, is that when you're not intentional, there's not progress. Progress comes from intentionality. So if I want to make progress in a specific area, I need to be intentional on it. Now, if I'm focusing, let's say, on not over trading, well, I might not be focusing on oversizing, right? I might not be focusing on oversizing, and that could mean I oversize. Well, that's okay. Well, the following day, I'm going to make sure I don't oversize, and that's going to be my primary focus. All right, so we swept the lows, and now we're doing a little bit of a pump, retagging the London high. We'll see how this plays out here. I did not take this. We'll see how it plays. But so drop in the chat one thing you want to focus on today. One thing you're going to focus on today. I decided that the thing I'm going to focus on is not taking trades inside consolidation. That's going to be my focus on today. When I look back at where I've made most of my mistakes, it's taking trades inside a consolidation or not waiting for that confirmation with a sweep of liquidity or a break of structure. That's historically what I've seen in my trading as the biggest deficit in my trading. So we're going to make that my primary focus for my trading session. That's all I'm focused on everything else, as I'm still doing everything else, but I'm being very intentional. I'm not taking a trade inside consolidation. All right, we're tapping our opening or our new day opening gap that we got right here. It's a decent size new day opening gap considering we haven't had any all week. We got a bit of a range that we could move higher. Let's see if it wants to reach up to midnight open. This candle tells me where it closed, London high, midpoint of the opening range gap, that we could see it roll over. Watching this 930 fair value gap, seeing if we are going to find support in it or move lower. This technically is now one of my models. I'm going to do a small entry, only one contract, and we're going to take it. I'm going to see if it plays out. One contract here. Stop is going to be moved to the low. And we are looking for one R, 44. There we go. So from the fair value gap, we go to C1's low. That's C1's low. So it's 822 to 844. That means we're looking for 22 points is what our target is. Target hit for 22 points off of the 930 fair value gap pump. The 930 fair value gap from my back testing has about a 55 to 60% win rate. One R, just a 1-to-1 risk to reward. That's all we did, because look, you can see that it could be moving lower. That's why we didn't do anything crazy here. We're not trying to, shoot the moon here. We're just trying to get a base hit, get out based on that quick volatility of the 930 fair value gap, and get out. So we're done for that trade. That's on it. That was my first live, or my second live execution of the 930 pump or dump. And that's why I'm only doing a single micro, because now I'm forward testing the model. I've back tested it. You know what? I'm just realizing it. I haven't put it inside the Discord. I'll put all of the back testing information. I'll do a back testing video, and I'll drop that in the Discord, so those inside the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, you guys can see the study behind it, what I found, some of the pros and cons. I haven't, the pros and cons, some of the things that I look for, or I've been back testing. I'll share that in a video, and I'll drop that in the strategies section under strategies and back testing, because I think this will turn into one of a go-to strategy that I'll be doing. Because I mean, I'm a huge fan of simple, not complicated, very visual, and just base hit type trades. And that's what I think this could be. And I like the idea of doing, if I could come up with like 5 models in the first 10 minutes of trading and be done after that, that'd be amazing. That would be nice. Oh, did you guys see that trade? It was not quite on screen, was it? I tried, sorry. I tried. I went long. So okay, again, for those of you on the stream here, this is not a signal service, okay? So when I'm describing and when I'm talking, I'm telling you what I'm doing. I'm just literally not saying, hey guys, I'm going long right here. My entry is going to be 21,840 and I'm targeting 21,860. I'm not going to do that most likely unless I'm teaching a principle on, where you want your take profit to be, or I'm doing something like that. This channel is about education. That's what we're doing. So if you're looking for only the signals, I'm not your guy. Now, you're going to see me take the trade, but even in my conversation with you, I already communicated. I said, hey, here's the 930 fair value gap. This would be one of my entries. I didn't say inversion fair value gap. Inversion fair value gap would have been taking a short. If I'm taking a long when it goes into if I'm taking a trade when it goes into a fair value gap, then that means I'm looking for it to have support if it's bullish or resistance if it's bearish. So far this fair value gap has continued to find support, and price probably is going to eke higher here. And if I didn't get tagged on that 22 handles, I would still be in this trade, letting it run and play out. Nothing fancy, just working on executions and then sitting on the sidelines waiting for the next opportunity. Steve, the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, you can find it at dtjacademy.com. I just dropped the URL there in the description. You bet, Steve. Looking forward to seeing you in there. All right, so right now we're in the new day opening gap, and we are just waiting. Well, Byron, I'm going to be honest with you. If you don't have the patience for waiting for the setup, it doesn't matter what system you're trading, you're going to lose money. The market is designed to take your money. I mean, it was created to take retail money. So it's finding a way to steal your money. You got to be patient. Well, keep it up then. If you're passing, don't do anything different. You know what's amazing though is that every strategy has its ups and downs, but also if you have self-discipline, you can almost make any strategy work. It's the truth. Chris, Why did you skip the pre-market entry? I'm not sure what entry you're referring to. I mentioned we had a potential for a 30-minute reversal right here. I mentioned that, okay? But what happened at 9:30? So we dropped down to the 3-minute, and what happened at 9:30? We basically ran higher. So the 30-minute reversal in the first 3 minutes was violated. So there was no 3-minute or 30-minute reversal model here. The 1 second prior entry, I mentioned that in the stream. Why did I skip it? Because the entry was signaled to go long, correct? It was signaled to go long, but what did we already hit? London high or we already ran London high. So I was not interested in trying to go against hitting a key level. Now, did we? Yes, we did. But if I see a key level swept before the 9:30 model and that sweep of liquidity is in the direction of where I'm going, I'm not going to take the trade. That's just too much risk. It makes no sense to do that. Because we're not trading a pattern. We're not pattern traders. We trade liquidity. So this was my liquidity that I was identifying. That's why this whole morning I was looking at, I've been mentioning that I want to go short. I want to go short. I want to go short. Why? Because we swept this level and we have lots of liquidity down here. Now, are we going to give that? I don't know. That's why we wait to see what the market wants to do. And the market's going to tell us if it's going to do that or not. Right now, it's implying that it wants to move higher. I'm okay with this going higher until 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, I'm looking for a reversal. At 10 o'clock, I'm hoping we've hit the midnight open, or we've filled in the opening range gap, or maybe we've tagged the previous week high or the previous day midpoint, and then we start rolling over. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for indications in price based on the only two reasons price move. Price moves for liquidity and price moves for imbalances. Those are the only two reasons. So this was liquidity. So since I view price moving for liquidity, I'm thinking, well, we swept this. There's no reason to go higher unless it wants to run one of these. Byron, Tyler, I encourage you to slap a session volume profile on your chart on the 1 hour. Look where yesterday's high is. Point of control of the next high session. Previous day's high. Is that what you said? Yesterday's high is? Oh, I can tell you where yesterday's high was. Yesterday's high. Here's the thing. I don't need profiles because I have liquidity. There's only two reasons price runs. Liquidity and imbalances. Okay? What did we run? We ran liquidity right here at 22,050, and we filled a volume imbalance right here, 22,087, and we filled on the daily a volume imbalance here, and the high being 22,090. So when we look at where price went, what did it do? It swept all of this and it created its high right there. I look at it based on imbalances. I know that this was my draw on liquidity. So does it surprise me that the high was around here? Not at all. Not at all. Because it's volume, yes, can be an indicator, but I use liquidity as my indicator. Like, for example, check out your volume profile for me, Byron, and look at 21,713. There's going to be a lot of volume right there. There's going to be a lot of orders sitting right there. I don't need Bookmap to tell me where it's at. The price was right around 21,713. 713, 715. I'd probably say you're probably going to get more orders around 715. Matthew, POC is point of control. It's nothing that I teach. So we have this low resistance liquidity right here, these swing highs. Actually, no, we got equal highs right here. We'll see what happens when it reaches that level. I like these levels right here. Look where these lows are and look where these highs are. We jump to a 60-minute, 60 minutes, an hour. We've already filled, there's no fair value gaps here. On the 4 hour, there we go. This is where we're going to draw to as far as imbalance. Right there. This is a 4 hour fair value gap. So I'm expecting price to reach up into here. If it can't, it doesn't have to. If it wanted to stop at this volume imbalance, it could stop at this volume imbalance that we're in right now and roll over, and it would be sufficient for me. But I really would like it to sweep this 4 hour high on this 4 hour candle from 6 a.m. coming into this 4 hour fair value gap and then rolling over in the next 10 minutes. That would be pretty nice, I think. So there's the 4 hour fair value gap that I'm referring to. This is where I expect price to roll over if we're going to roll over at 10 o'clock. Somewhere in this range. Is there a volume imbalance with 4 hour? Yeah, you could include the opening range gap in that if you wanted. I just would like it to sweep. I think I really would like it to sweep this 4 hour swing high. The 4 hour candle high right there. And we're pretty close to it. Four-hour breaker. I don't know if I saw a 4 hour breaker. Oh yeah, that is a 4 hour breaker. Anywhere inside this 10 p.m. June 10th 4 hour candle, we could see price reverse on. if you drop down to the 1 hour. If we drop down to the 1 hour, it's a little sloppy, but there is a 1 hour inversion fair value gap right here. This looks sloppy. I just don't like all this on here, but I'm going to put it on here for right now. That's an inversion fair value gap. High, low, higher, high. We could reach up to this if it really wants to be aggressive. But either way, I'm interested in looking for some shorts. We got 8 minutes. We have a high, low, higher, high right here. Do we got a... I really want the 4 hour sweep. If we can get the 4 hour sweep right here, that gives me a 5 minute fair value gap that we can look to close under. If you guys appreciate the commentary, hit the like button for me. Once we hit 70 likes, we will do our daily affirmation for today.
The trap you set outside, there was a baby rabbit went into it, ate the plants, and then walked out.
Honestly, Bruno, when I see everybody talking about it on X, because everybody's looking for something to talk about, and so everybody will announce when it's time to roll over. That's when I'll do it. All right, so ES has hit its previous week high. We have the new day opening gap still needs to be filled by ES. So if that can do that, let's look at the 4 hour over here. Yeah, we still have, we're still inside that 4 hour or the new day opening gap on ES right now. Well, I catch rabbits to kill them and get rid of them because they eat my plants. So I caught a baby bunny the other day. It was just sitting in my garden, and it, for whatever reason, was too scared to move. So I just went down and grabbed it. There's too many kids around, so I got in my car. I drove like 7 miles, and I let the bunny go. All right, so we have not gotten the sweep. So this is very subjective right here. Do you take a short if it gives you your entry, or do you not take it because we didn't hit this fair value gap? And by the way, this is our first presented fair value gap right here. Oh my gosh, come on. I think I'm going to wait. Drives me crazy. No trades, just so you guys can see it. I wish I had the time to translate people's comments. If you can understand me, Marcelo, you'll need to Google translate it into English because I don't have the capacity while I'm live streaming to read your question or your comment in Spanish. I can't read Spanish. I will look at taking an entry on the close of the first presented fair value gap. Thank you, MT. I trade evals, I trade performance accounts, and I trade a personal account, Johnny. Yes, heartstrings. That's all trading is. 90% waiting. You're either waiting for the trade or you're waiting for your trade to play out. So we didn't take the breaker entry because we didn't see the sweep of the 4 hour, which I really wanted. And the only way I was willing to take my short is if we close below the first presented fair value gap, and we haven't closed before that. So we're still sitting on our hands. Thank you, Marcelo. I'm glad it's helpful. God bless you. Tony, yes. It was the first presented. Oh, I didn't exclusively test the first presented, but I tested 930, 931, and 932. I probably should go back and test the first presented and look at that, but I haven't done specifically the first presented. For example, this is 938, so I wouldn't have tested that. But I tested 930, 931, and 932. All right, let's look at the hourly real quick. We are in the new hour. We have a bullish candle close above the previous candle's high. That's bullish to me. So I think I would want to see price reach this high. I don't see any reversal signals at all yet. So I don't want to take something that looks good when I don't see a higher time frame structure to support the idea. Okay, it could go short, but it could drop, but the higher time frame language is not helping me decide to go short. Okay, nothing is very clean. If we would have swept this 4-hour high, I would have been, hey buddy, hey, let everybody load up on shorts because we're going lower. But we didn't do that. So that's where understanding and being able to read higher time frames really helps your bias and your narrative on where price could go. So the only reason I haven't taken the short yet is because we didn't sweep that. Now, it could mean I miss an opportunity, and that's okay. My decision will be to go short once we close below this for confirmation that we are moving lower, because I don't want to get in this and it just keep doing this to then run and finally sweep that 4-hour swing high or that 4-hour high. I really don't even like the 30-minute sweep. It did close inside the range, but it's a really big wick. Honestly, we could roll over here. And that's why I'm willing to take a short if we close below the first presented fair value gap. I'm going to take that probably now, with the expectation we're pushing lower here. All right, so there's the close. Let's see if it gives that to us. Probably getting stopped out here. Stop loss is moved to break even as soon as we hit this low. If we can get there. I'm not sure if we're getting there or not. We'll see. No, I'll trade. I prefer the 1 minute, Johnny. ICT also, Chris, ICT says not to use the 930 because 929 is not part of the opening. Is before the open, so you can't use 929 as your C1. All right, we're going to get hit here.
Order canceled.
I went long. I'm sorry. I said I went short. I went short, not long. Got stopped out. All right, there's our sweep. I should have went with my intuition there. Usually 5. Anywhere from 2 to 5. Now that we've swept that high, like I said, I'm still open to going short. Makes my confidence level on a short have more conviction. I don't regret taking the trade that we took. I probably could have stuck with my higher time frame analysis instead of just taking a 1 minute inversion of that first presented fair value gap. I mean, it looked good. It really did. Structure was there. Sweep of the London high was there. Filling of the new day opening gap was there. We didn't have that perfect close, and it ended up not going in our direction. And that's fine. We need 12 more likes. 12 more likes, folks, and then we'll do our daily affirmation. I need 12 more. All right, so guess what? We tapped into that inversion fair value gap, that hourly, that blue box there. The purple is overlapping the red and blue there. One more, and then let's go ahead and do it. There we go. All right, let's do our daily affirmation. Here's today's affirmation for June 12th. I don't walk in shame, I walk in grace. My past has no power over me. My failures don't define me. There is no condemnation in Christ Jesus, only freedom, forgiveness, and a fresh start. This is based on the scripture, therefore, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. As you're learning, it is very common for you to start getting on yourself, for you to hear the whispers and lies of the enemy that you're not good enough, that you aren't going to make it, that you have a long ways to go. Don't listen to them. Don't accept it. The Lord's mercies are new every morning. Walk in His grace, which is His power to change, His power to see transformation in your life. And you can do it. All right, 30-minute. Let's see what we got here. All right, we swept these highs. Do we want to push higher? I think it's decided it wants to go up. Did I miss my analysis? I don't think so. I still think we go lower. It just might be in the afternoon. Take that affirmation, guys. Take a snapshot of it. Save it on your X profile. I don't care. But use these affirmations that to draw you closer to the Lord. That's my heart. That's my goal. It draws you deeper into your relationship with Christ. Tony, the 4-hour rejection block. All the way up there? I guess. I really wanted to see lower. You bet, Rebecca. So right now, yesterday I dropped a video on my journey so far trading ICT with some of the mistakes I made. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. Do me a solid and watch it. Give it a like. It'll help it get in front of more people if you can. And then my next video that I'm going to be dropping is going to be a detailed overview on the 3 p.m. reversal model. So I'll be dropping that. I've shared that many times on the streams, but I'm going to be going over detail and my research on the 3 p.m. reversal model. That will be my next video I'm going to be doing. And then I'm probably going to be dropping the video that I've had a few people ask of me on how to pass an eval account. How to pass an eval. I'm going to give 5 tips for passing an evaluation account. Those are probably the next few videos that I'm going to be doing. So keep an eye out on those, folks. MT, I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. I have decided to follow Jesus. I have decided to follow him. The cross before me, the world behind me. No turning back, no turning back. It's a good song. I don't think we go any higher than this, man. I don't know why we would go higher. I have a hard time. That's a sibby. Why do you go higher than that unless you're going for previous day high? $30-minute. I guess there's a 30-minute here. But we're at a breaker right now. The cross before me, the world behind me. Vintage Trader, Philip, right? Do I got that right? Vintage Trader is Philip. Pros and cons of prop firms. It depends on what prop firm that you're choosing. The pros of prop firms in general is with wisdom and discretion. You'll spend less money on prop firms than you will when it comes to trading a personal account. You will lose far more money trading a personal account. Oh, hi Jody. So the pros of a prop account is you will spend less money in the long run compared to trading a personal account that you end up losing on. You can cut your teeth on a prop firm account, be able to handle more losses. It gives you more leeway to learn. There are rules, but honestly, the rules that most prop firms ask you to stay in are rules that you should be abiding by in your personal account anyway. The negatives is that if you break a rule, you don't get paid. If you break certain requirements, you can lose that account and have to reopen a new one. So the cheapest option is Apex. Apex right now has an 80% sale. That is only $33 for a 50K account. But then if you pass that account, you have to pay for the professional or the pro account. They don't do it often. They only do it if you violate a rule. So, Daniel, if you don't violate a rule, you don't get denied. The next option would be Take Profit Trader. I have transitioned few of my accounts to Take Profit Trader because I like the fact that they do same-day payouts as well as no activation fee when you pass your eval account. So the total cost on Take Profit Trader is $120. The total cost for an Apex account, eval account, and their performance account comes out to be about $160. $170. So you're saving about $50, but at the same time, if you fail 4 eval accounts on Apex, that's the cost of one Take Profit Trader account. Apex always has a sale because people are drawn to sales. It's just a psychological thing that people just continue to do. That's why you see sales during the holidays from all these stores. Sale, sale, sale. And then everybody goes, "Oh, I didn't spend money. I saved money when I bought this PlayStation 5. I saved $500. I saved $100. No, you spent $150, $200, $300. Yeah, but I saved $500. No, you never spent that $500. So Apex constantly does sales because it's a psychological thing in humans to view it as a discount. I'm saving money while they're spending money. But the reality is they're just spending money. If you're going to do prop firms, you got to play the game. You might say, I don't like Apex. I don't like ABC firm. Okay. You can trade another one. But either way, if you want to use other people's money, you got to play their game. So you just accept it. It's like working for a boss you don't like. You do it anyway. At the end of the week, you get your paycheck anyway. It's not bad long right here. From this inversion. Looks like it's going to be violated. I'm not taking anything. No. You don't have to hit a daily minimum. You just can't you just need to be consistent in your trading. So you can't have $1,000 day and then $1,500 days. You're not going to they'll see that as gambling. You just be consistent. Start with trying to make $100 a day. Don't do a dollar amount, just do a set strategy with certain number of contracts for a certain number of points. Play it, hit it, walk away. And then increase it over time. Or you just go for the big wins and consistently get the big wins. These are the moments where I would have made mistakes where I would have taken a second long right here. But now if you look, this is somewhat consolidating. So this is my lesson that I'm learning. Don't take this trade. Don't take trades in consolidation. We're consolidating. Don't take trades. That's the lesson that's the area of focus that I'm working on. So that means, despite how good this looks, it means I'm going to pass up on this opportunity. Yeah, we may have tagged the 15. No. No, there's no. I'm gonna come out with a couple of videos that will help. That'll help, Jody. But the ultimate the answer is do it safely. Open an account, trade with 1 micro, and get familiar with the process. Okay? I have a video that shows you how to get started with Apex. If you want to use Apex, it's the cheapest way. $33. Use the code DTJ and open that account. And I have a guide on there that will walk you through opening an account, and then you can use that account with Tradeovate, and you can take your first trade using prop firm cash. Yeah, we took the 4-hour liquidity, I know. Did we sweep this high too? High 31. No, we haven't hit that yet. We haven't hit this 4-hour high. We missed it by 2 ticks. This high is 931. This high was 930.5. Oh, ES did hit the daily EQ. So we're close. We'll see how it wants to react here. More than likely, we're waiting another 15 minutes before we do anything, if we are going to see it roll over. And if it doesn't want to roll over and it keeps pumping, well, then it means we're probably not taking a trade. Do you need Trade of 8 for Apex? No, MT. You can use Trade of 8, Ninja Trader, or Ninja Trader. They're both owned by the same company, but you would have to open one of those accounts. Gospel for life. How you doing? Master in one single proven setup, study it, backtest it, and be patient every day to implement it. That's the easiest part. The very hard part is to be disciplined to wait for it. I was going to say, that's the gospel right there, brother. I don't know if you're a brother or a sister, but brother or sister. It is very difficult. Once you're funded, are you trading with real money? Yeah, so the reality is when we say you're trading with prop firm cash, you're not. You're demo trading, and when you win on a demo account, the prop firm will pay you cash. The reality is this: 90% of traders lose money. Very, very, very few actually get funded, and even fewer make money from it. So the reason prop firms exist is because people lose money, and that's how they make their money. They make their money by people opening new accounts. Now, when I was just going all over the place and had no regard for my accounts, guys, I mean, I'm going to be real. I'm going to be transparent with you here. Maybe I'll do a video on it. I have lost or burned through or blown, however you want to call it, for eval accounts, over 300. Now, you might be going, holy cow, that's a lot. Imagine what it would have been if I used my personal funds. Now, I don't do what I did before. I trade way different than how I just blew through those accounts. But you're demo trading, and the biggest mistake people make is they treat their demo account, eval account like it's candy. Put it in, don't like it, go to the next one. Don't like it, go to the next one. It's just so easy to go and restart an account. So when I encourage people to trade, I tell them you need to treat your eval account the same way you would treat your professional account or the performance account. Because if you don't, you'll find yourself YOLOing accounts, and you don't want to do that. And what exasperated the losses for my eval accounts is I would get 15 accounts, 20 accounts, and then I would copy all of them but then I would oversize on those accounts, and then I would blow all of them as if I was trading one account. I can tell you I haven't done that in a long time, and you will never do that. YOLO. You only live once. YOLOing. You only live once. As in, you only live once. Let's go for it. That's that's what that saying is about. YOLO. Yeah, you don't want a YOLO account. Meaning you're going to say, I'm going to go 10 contracts right now to see if I can pass this in one trade. Don't do that. You're treating it, you're gambling. That's not how you effectively increase your size and your risk. The way you effectively increase your size and your risk is by building a buffer, trading small, boom, 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 boom. All right, I've built a $5,000 buffer. Let's double my size and let's see if I can increase it. If you double your size and you take a loss, then you drop back down to your original size, build it back up, then try again. If you have a winner, great. You now continue to trade at that larger size with that buffer. You ever trade stocks like Tesla? Yes, I do. I did. I don't trade them anymore. I invest in them. I have Tesla stock. I own it long term. Yes, you can YOLO evals. Apex allows you to pass in one day, and that's why people like them. The problem is people like to gamble. That's the reality, and that's why they're successful. Is because Apex gives people what they want. People want to oversize on a single eval to see if they can pass into one trade. Apex gives it to them. Do they allow them to do that on a performance account? Nope. They don't care about an eval account. They know that their odds are they're going to fail, so they let them do it. I have a little bit XRP, Gary. I have XRP. Very, very small amounts of it. I have more gold than crypto. Way to go, Johnny. Stay small. Don't get overconfident. Continue to hit base hits. We had a base hit this morning, but then we took the breaker right at that London high, and it ended up failing. So it took me, it took away that profits and then put me in the red a little bit. So unless I see an obvious setup, I'm probably not taking another trade. In the next 20 minutes, we might have an opportunity here in the next 20 minutes. So waiting to see what the market wants to give us. Well, I will say this. We did sweep these lows, and I think I disregarded that at first because we were red at the time. But we have swept that sell side liquidity. So I said if we get above the midpoint of yesterday's range, which is this green line, I would be open to changing my bias to a long. So this is basically where I want to see it reverse or sell off for me to capitalize on a trade. It's either that or we move higher, find support, and then I look for an inversion or a breaker to the upside. Can you have both through Ninja Trader and a personal and prop? Yeah, but you can't copy all three of them at the same time. You can't copy a personal account, or at least I've struggled with connecting my personal account on Trade-of-8 and copying prop firms at the same time. My goal, P, is anywhere from $200 to $400 a day on each account. What do I average? I honestly don't know when you calculate losses and wins, but my goal is anywhere from 200 to 400. Johnny, my strategy is all in the Purpose Driven Trader Academy. You can, if you want to learn all the details in an organized fashion, all of it is there. And it's in organized fashion, or if you don't want to pay for it, you can find my strategy put together in a bunch of different videos throughout my channel. There's lots of videos on there, but if you want it nice, quick, and concise, and you want to join the Discord, then you can join the Purpose Driven Trader Academy, and you can you'll get it there. There's no monthly cost. It's just a one-time cost, and then you're part of the family for life. Oh, where is it? Here, I'll pin the website right there. Jody, yes, you can. Gary, what's my thoughts on top? Are you talking about on top trade? Top. I don't even know. I don't know what you're referring to, Gary. Top Step. Yeah, my thoughts on Top Step is they take more people to live than anybody else. Okay, so think about this, please. How do prop firms make money? They make money by people buying accounts. Or in plain English, they make money by you failing your account and buying another one. So you have to ask the question for Top Step, why do they move so many people to live accounts? When you move over to a live account, you can't copy trade. You lose your leverage. So when they find people that are making money on their evals, they move them to a live account where it reduces their profitability. Top Step is fine as long as you understand what the game is. Apex's game right now is they send emails out to people to scare them. They know it's a psychological game. So they send emails out saying, hey, we want to know your strategy. They don't care what your strategy is. Keep trading the same, pretend you never saw the email, and you're going to get payouts. Or send them just a quick snapshot. You're going to get payouts if you continue to pass and follow the rules. Their game is, we want to break your psychology, get you to worry a little bit, make a mistake, and then you end up blowing your account. Okay? Take Profit Trader. They don't allow you to YOLO any accounts. If you make more than 50% of your target, you fail the eval. If you lose more than 2,000, you fail the eval. So each prop firm has its negatives. You just need to fully understand the prop firm you're in and you're using so that you can play the game. And Top Step has its own game. Paul, yes, you can. I do copy my Apex and my Take Profit accounts together. I do. Yeah, you can copy both of them together. I've copied all three of the prop firms below at the same time. Take Profit Trader, Apex, and Tradeify. No, I've never had any issues when I follow my rules, Octavian. Ricardo. Everybody, Ricardo, I'm going to use you as an example real quick, okay? It's my point. I know the game they're playing. I mean, it's very simple. Ricardo's comment or his chat was, they sent me that email that I just mentioned. You got shocked and blew up your PA account. That's what happens. It's a psychological game. So if you're going to play the prop firm game, you need to deal with the psychology because it's the reason why people blow accounts. Okay, that's just it. So thank you for sharing, Ricardo. Props to you on sharing that publicly, but it is what it is. So next time, start over. They're going to let you buy another account. They're going to let you get another performance account. They're going to let you start making money on it. And then boom, you get an email drop that messes with you and then you lose the account. It's just a different strategy they go through. People don't like it. I get it, but just play the game. Now my strategy is trading micros. Top Step, I heard you have to cycle through accounts. You can't keep the account for that long. Just get a couple of payouts, then get more accounts and blow those. Yeah, see, you're playing the game. They have their way of making sure people don't keep making money on those accounts. Then you just have to cycle through them. It's all a game. Do you think most of the normal taught trading strategies are still taught to keep institutions on top, keeping people playing in the middle? I don't know. I think people found a language to start teaching the ordinary person, and it just caught on, and it just happened to not. It's just now has turned into liquidity because it became so popular. And the algorithm is coded to grab liquidity. So when you see a trend line, I don't go long on trend lines. I expect those trend lines to break. I use the Apex copier. Apex copier, one-time fee, $150. No gimmicks, pretty straightforward. It's through Ninja Trader. I've never heard of Quant-Tical. Yeah, you don't, Ricardo, you can trade, it logs in automatically. So they're two different accounts, but they're all through Tradeovate. So if all of your accounts are in Tradeovate, Ninja Trader has a copier, or Apex has a copier that allows you to copy all of them. All right, so we're getting some displacement now. It's 10.51. We've tapped the midpoint of yesterday's range. Let's see if we get displacement here. I've traded options, but I won't trade them anymore. I prefer futures because the contracts don't degrade and you get better tax advantages with futures. Not when you trade prop firms, but when you trade a personal account. No, the Apex copier, Chris, allows you to trade any I trade all the different prop firms with the Apex copier. Kara, TPT scammed me, though. The only thing I can think of is maybe I left a little stop on the very bottom of the 1015 candle yesterday and it triggered. At 5 p.m., Kara or Kara? Are you saying 5 p.m.? If it's 5 p.m., you're not allowed to keep any trades past 5 p.m., so it will close your trade. Trip, I have not heard of 24K or Trade Locker. All right, let's see if we continue to get displacement here. We've ran the 30-minute swing high, 30-minute fair value gap on ES. All right, we're good on that. We've hit the 30-minute fair value gap and the midpoint. All right, so I would say from just a higher perspective, it looks like we may have hit a key level. Opportunity to push lower. We'll see if it wants to. There's no fair value gap here, unfortunately. If there was a fair value gap here and you start pumping, you could potentially take a long through there. I wouldn't, simply because we're at equilibrium right now. Oh, I'm so sorry. Do you go by Kara or Kara? That really stinks. I'm sorry about that. Kara. Yeah, that more than likely there was probably something missed on your part. It's so easy to miss something like that. P, I'm a real estate agent. Boom. I'm a independent real estate agent with eXp Realty. So being a realtor affords me the flexibility to take my mornings and trade and then focus on real estate in the afternoons. Do I want to trade full time and not have to do any real estate? Yeah, but I probably won't because my wife and I have big goals. Big goals. Financial freedom, kingdom impact. We want to invest in real estate. All right, there's these relatively equal lows right here. Do you guys see that? I'm not going to force anything here. Just if it looks good. I didn't force anything on this one either. It looked good. It really did. It just didn't play out, so. I'm also open to seeing something like this. If it really wants to go higher. I'd prefer not. All right, so what would be really nice is if we got a nice little sweep of liquidity after we hit 11 o'clock, a little sweep of that high. Where's my sweep level? All right, so we swept those lows. If we were going to go higher, why would we go higher? What would we want to rebalance? We have a 15-minute fair value gap here. Do we want to rebalance that? Where are we on OTE here? We're at 61%. And there's 70%. So optimal trade entry is aligning with the 15-minute fair value gap right there. So it's still possible that we could see higher prices. Let's see if we get a sweep of this or if we get extended and we find support. That's how I would look for a long. This is the idea for the long. This is the idea for the short. Now we just got to find out which way does it want to go. Did you have any significant mentors or people that that helped you on my path? No. P, unfortunately, no. I've taken pieces. ICT would be the closest thing to a mentor that I've had. And then what I did is I took different pieces from different ICT traders to put together a strategy. Not even a strategy. It was an understanding. I've put together my own strategies for the most part. The only one that I'll give credit to that I use that most closely resembles another trader would be Doji's inversion model. That would be the only one that's the closest thing that I trade to somebody else's model. All right, so see how aggressive that one was? That tells me higher prices, and I'm glad we didn't try to take anything. There was no inversion here for us to take a trade. Now what we're looking for is, do we sell off or do we find support and move higher? I might take a quick scalp long because we might not do any types of retracements here. Let's see if it tags the 15-minute fair value gap. Chris, I did give a verse. Or not a verse, but I did our daily affirmation. Seeing if we're going to find support here. There's this very small fair value gap. Right there. Seeing if we're going to find support in that small little fair value gap and then move higher to run into this 15-minute fair value gap. I don't know. I don't think we've ran anything else. There is right here. Yeah, that's pretty much the only opportunity. Looks like the most obvious level to potentially draw to. Or this was just a massive manipulation and then we're going to roll over. Yeah, we'll see if it wants to reverse. It hasn't hit a key quote-unquote level. No, you don't need any extra software, Plumix. I don't think you do. You Tradevate, you could trade all your accounts if you wanted. Without an Apex copier. You hold shift. Hold shift and you can scroll. See you, John. Yeah, folks, I think I'm going to call it a day here as well. Yes, we did, Plumix. We did our daily affirmation. We're going to call it a day here, folks. So we'll be back here tomorrow. So stay safe. Be wise in your trading. And we'll be back here tomorrow morning, 9:15. God bless. Use the code DTJ or check out the website dtjacademy.com if you want to hang out some more. So God bless. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.